Many sites in the Holy Land are called Tel, a name that denotes a hilltop in Hebrew and is associated with a biblical city or stronghold. Tel Dor is an exceptional one, standing on a hill overlooking the Mediterranean Sea.
Dor is mentioned in the book of Joshua as a city that wasn't being able to be conquered by the Israelites. It is also mentioned as well in the book of Judges, and in the book of Kings, it becomes a city that David takes it away or conquers from the Philistines. Later on, his son Solomon is going to make this into his port city, and also in the Bible it is mentioned that the Assyrians are coming here, making it into their own port city, which is also connected to Tyre, Lebanon of our days.
But the site is mainly associated with another culture of that time, the Phoenicians, a fascinating people who settled mainly in the coastal areas of the region.
Dor is established initially as a Phoenician settlement. Later on, it's mentioned in the Bible. It's under the rule of King Solomon. It's a very prosperous, very rich city. It's very cosmopolitan in its. Phoenicians are pagans. They believe in statues and in gods and in amulets. Alongside, under the rule of King Solomon, Jews live here. Seems that everybody knew how to live in peace as well.
Some of the rare discoveries from the history of Dor are on display here at the Mazgega Museum, a few meters from the site. From them, we can learn about the glass industry, which was located on the shores of the Tel.
They might have not have been the first people to discover the magic, but they definitely evolve all this, contribute to this industry. And nowadays, you know, over 3,000 years that we know how to produce glass, we don't really know how they did it. They had no electricity, no ovens, no blowers. They did it over a bonfire. They managed to build a sort of kiln which held the heat up to 1200 degrees Celsius, and they were able to melt sand in order to create it into glass. And they were experts and artists in the field.
Another beautiful item here is this rare mosaic, the most ancient one found in the Holy Land, dating back to the 2nd century BC. As opposed to other mosaics in the region, this beautiful piece is made of small stones. Experts identify the character in the mosaic with the Greek god Dionysus.
Obviously, the person who created this artwork was an expert in this field. We suspect he came from Italy, as we know that these little stones were tested and they came from Italy. It's very colorful. He combined glass rocks, those little greens and blues that you see are glass rocks. Also shows us, you know, he had a lot of experience in the area. He wanted to combine more colors, so he added more components. The face that we see, we suspect it is a theater mask depicting Dionysus, the wine god, a very young, maybe feminine version of him. He's usually depicted in scenes of parties and abundance and good times, and definitely this artwork is very colorful. There's lots of fruits and flowers, and gives you kind of a feel-good atmosphere.
Another peek in the history of Tel Dor came during the Hellenistic period. Archaeologist Ephraim Stern, who excavated the site, says that the city was a major stronghold of the Hasmonean kingdom. In the 4th century BC, the Seleucid Empire, which ruled the site, built a fortified city. The famous Roman Jewish historian Josephus described Dor as a fortress hard to be taken.
The ruins of what we see behind us are 2 adjacent temples from the 2nd century. In fact, the glorious days of Dor are what was called during the Hellenistic period of that time, Dora. According to the Greek mythology, the one who builds this city was the son of Poseidon himself, Dorus, and based on that is to believe that the city was created.
During the Byzantine era, Tel Dor declined. However, a church from the 4th century CE was discovered here with an exciting archaeological relic inside of it.
This pole was presented in a very central area. It carries an ancient Greek engraving, which says, "Here lies a stone from the Holy Golgotha." Apparently someone took a little souvenir, a memento, relic, we call it, from the Holy Golgotha, where Jesus was crucified and killed and later resurrected. It's the most holy site for Christians all over the world. Someone took a little rock, which somehow touched Jesus in some way. Maybe it had a drop of his blood, or maybe it was just in his vicinity.
Recently, several ancient anchors were found in Tel Dor, indicating 2,000 years as an active port. This northern coastal site continues to attract tourists and researchers and provide some insights into the unique culture of the so-called Sea People in the Holy Land.